Everybody, welcome back to the dumbest firehouse on all of YouTube, Pit Stain Hobbies. I'm your host Ian, and we're back on the Fanhome Ecto-1. Oh man, this thing, haven't seen this part in a while. Click the links below, go check out Fanhome. The Ghostbusters, the Ecto-1 is not currently available to order, but it'll probably come back at some point in the future. Either way, we're taking out some parts that we haven't touched since stage 1, basically, or 2 maybe, and that is the beautiful hood, solid metal, very nice, and this little piece of trim. And we're on issue 20, but we're not going to use this manual. I'm going to be using the myecto1.com instructions, and we're going to get on to stage 71 here. Can anyone say that in Spanish for me? I don't know how to say that. I don't think I could count past like 20. Let's see here. Okay. There we go. Yeah, some of these parts are still old, I think Eagle Moss stock. And then some of the parts you get in are stock that Fanhome has ordered. Oh, look at that. Now this is one of the be careful with this section issues because of the very realistically recreated hood hinges on this thing. People have had problems with them. There's a spring that's pretty problematic for some people. So here's the little bugger. This is the primary offender of people's minor injuries and other things and frustrations. But I'm gonna hopefully go through basically Todd's instructions from myecto1.com so that you all have the best chance of building the thing without impaling yourself or breaking apart. I'll be right back, and I'll get the first parts out, and we'll get on to a better camera view. One sec. All right, so first things first is we want to take this part right here, and take this little fella. It's marked with an R, and it looks very different from the other side, so you can't really mistake them. And really just, we want to get a screw into this hole right here, a little BM screw, and do not fully tighten it because this has to move. Okay, so we're gonna dip our screw in a little bit of that 3-in-1 goodness, and just put the screw through this part first, and then we can get her into that little hole. I know I seemed mentally challenged at times. You're not imagining things. Yeah, the oil, you need the oil because these things are a little, these holes are a little snug with powder coating. And there's still a little bit more wobble than I would like. There we go. So it doesn't wobble much and it can still rotate. And let's get back on our instructions. And we got to get this little bar marked R, and we're going to put that right here in the same fashion. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's screwed in there, that's screwed in there. Now what we got to do is take this other hinge, and in this orientation, we want to put it on there, at the end of there. So the little hole goes right over that, and another BM screw in there in the same fashion so everything can move. This is one complicated hood hinge, but it does look pretty realistic. So give me one sec, I'll get that screw in. I'm going overhead view for this one. Okay, so now that we've got all these screwed together, and you can kind of get a preview of how they work. See, it tilts the hood up and moves it forward at the same time, which is accurate. That's very cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this first gear, and we're going to put it over this hole right here. And once we get it over said hole, then we're going to take this little bracket. We want to place that over that hole. Take one of our, look at these, they're mated together, my QM screws. Come on, focus. There we go. Take one of those bad boys. Let me get the proper screwdriver here. Dip it in a little 3-in-1. And we've got to screw this metal sandwich together. Okay. And then through the second, oh, for God's sake, hold on. Let me get it through the second one. Go in your hole. And then into that final hole. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Here we go. So that's going in. And again, we want to just tighten this until it doesn't wobble too much, but it's, able to move. And get that in there. I think that's just about perfect. And you could just kind of go like a pinch at a time. Yeah, that seems good and snug there. And now let's see here. What are we doing? Okay, so we got to line up. Focus. There's arrows on those gears. We want to get those arrows lined up and get this over the other hole, and then get that over that hole, and then get another one of those long QM screws in there. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back because I want to really concentrate. Okay, now that those are all screwed in, we're going to test our hood hinge here. Boom. Look at that. There we go. And you could selectively tighten the screws tiny bits to get any extra slop out of it if you're concerned with that. Like I might go a pinch tighter right here. Take as much wobble out as we can without basically locking the whole mechanism up. There we go. That's pretty good. That's not bad. And the 3-in-1 oil helps also lubricate some of those gear teeth. Now for the fun part. Oh boy. Okay. So we got to open up the hood hinge. Okay, and then we have focus. You son of a... Hold on, let me try this. Here we go. So we've got this tab right here, and we've got this tab right here, and we've got to get a spring between the two of them. And this is the little bastard right here. So this has caused people some grief, but what we want to do is they say to hook this one over here first, and then to get this spring over there. Let me see the best way to do that real quick, and I'll be right back. Okay, well I found a small problem with my part. This front hook is fine. The notch is right there. This back part, they started the notch, but there's no notch because if you flip it over, it's solid. So I'm going to very carefully take out my little files. I've got a set right around here somewhere. Got my good old trusty, Tecton little files. Let's get out of here. I'm going to file that little slot in there because it needs to be there. That's for certain. So give me a sec. I'll be right back. Okay, so I very gently filed the little 5 little openings there. Just a little tiny filing will do you. Now what I'm going to do is going to hook the round. It tells you to do it in the opposite way. I think this is a better idea. Hook this one on here first because it's a full wrap. And then what we're going to do is take a pair of pliers. And let's see, where's my... Okay. Get some needle nose pliers here, and maybe I'm going to go back to the top view here. And let's see. Getting this screw on here. Just pliers, and then hook it on. Boom! There we go. So now, if we go to close it, oh my God, it's got to fight a lot of spring tension. But there we go. She closes. Oh boy, she springs open pretty vigorously, I will say. So I'm gonna kind of. Should I leave it? I'm gonna leave it in this. A little concerned. Oh man, that spring is so tight. But either way, that's done. It wasn't as hard as I thought. What you need is a good set of textured needle nose pliers. Now these are focus. These are particularly nice because they have a cross hatch instead of just regular straight lines. These are my Tekton mini pliers. These things are great pliers. They're not super expensive either, and you get the whole set, and they look awesome. I think there might be a link below. I'm not sure. If there isn't, I'll put a link into my Amazon store for the Tekton pliers if somebody wants one. But it definitely makes life easier. And next up, besides my lip flapping and blabbing, and seeing a picture of Todd's finger with blood coming out of it. That's why I said be careful, because he's very good at building partworks, and if he had to sacrifice to the blood gods to get that spring on there, I was getting a little nervous for me, because I'm way more of a bumbling idiot than he is. This is so now we're gonna put the liner into the hood. Let me get set up for that, and I'll be right back. Okay, take our hood, place her down on something soft so you don't scratch that paint, which really does look very nice. Take our hood liner. We're going to offer that up, and then we got to get 9 screws in here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9 SM screws. So let me get those all in there, and I'll be right back. Okay, so our 9 screws are in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. I can count the 9. Now what we've got to do is put this the beginnings of the hood latch assembly on here, and there's 4 holes right here. We're gonna put this over that. Screw it down with only 3 EP screws. 1, 2, and then 3 is the back here. Leave that one out for now. Okay, I'll get those in, and 1 sec. Okay, those are in. Now we've got to get this little hood latch assembly, more of it, and there is a pin on that part, and there is a hole right in front of that hole, so we just want to stick her down into place there like that. And then let's see, I think we're just going to put one more. Oh, we're going to do an AP screw. So 1 AP screw. Let me get that in. I'll be right back. Okay, so that's in, and now we're going to take this beautiful piece of trim that we've also been sitting on for months and years in my case, and get that on there, and we got to get 1, 2, 3 EP screws in there to hold that on. I'm so happy I'm finally starting to do something with this damn hood. Either way, be right back. Okay, we've got those 3 screwed in, and we also put 2 more EP screws right here to bolt this little frame doohickey to the front trim. Now what we're going to do is turn this fella around, take our hood hinge, just like this. We're going to drop her down onto there. Let's just dry fit it first. Okay, fits perfect, fits fine. And we got to get 2 RM screws in here. One of the screws, when you're putting it in, put the screwdriver through this hole here to screw it down, and you can actually, if you need to articulate it a bit, you can. Let me get those 2 in there, and I'll be right back. Okay, so once those are screwed in there, and I did, when I was screwing it in, I tilted it forward just a tiny bit to get as straight down as possible over the screw. But now, close that, boom, and then, yeah, and then she'll, oh God. So here we go. And then, open. Okay. Whew. Boy, it was scaring the hell out of me, and it turned out to not be so bad. Do I need more light here? It doesn't really help too much. It's just going to give me eye strain. That's all done. 71's finished, so I'm going to come back with 72. There we go. Nice. Trim's on there. Looks pretty good. Very nice. 1 sec. Okay, so here's 72. Nice big packs later on in the build like this. I like it. Okay, take that out. Oh, we've got another hood hinge to build. The second verse, same as the first. You know what I mean? It's going to be the same exact procedure. So, oh, except they tape this one. You little buggers. Okay. Language. All right, so we got spare screws left over from the last build, so I'll just put those aside. I don't know, that was for the spring. Okay, so I'm just gonna build this. It's the same hinge in reverse. So let me get that thrown together real quick, and then we'll figure out what we're doing with this giant piece of metal here. Definitely part of the roof. Okay, one sec. All right, so our second hinge is built and attached just like the first one. This one went easier. I didn't have to file out the little notch there. But let's keep this on here. What we need to do now is some workbench gymnastics, it seems. We gotta take the whole upper body here. Now, don't worry about protecting this area too much because there is a cover that goes over that. And then what we need to do is offer up the hood hinges to the car. Oh, might be easier to do this open. Let's see here. Basically, we just get her in there, okay? Then 2 DM screws on each side to hold the hinges in. And it will be easier if you prop up your body on something. Yeah, that's going to be way easier. Okay, so let me get those 4 screws and I'll be right back. Okay, so our 4 screws are installed. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's flip her over, get that jar of paint out of here. And then she goes down nice. It's a little high on that side, it feels. No, tiny bit. We'll figure it out. There's always going to be a tiny bit of finagling involved with, let's see if we can zoom out anymore. Just keep shoving things out of the way. Yeah, there we are. Hood is on, and it actually looks pretty well aligned down the edges here. And it fits, yeah, fits nicely. Okay, so let's see what we got now. I think that was the end of the stage. No, it's not. Let's see, no. So now 73. Okay, we'll get that out and we'll be right back. Okay, here's stage 73. This is the roof skin. And what we do is we flip it over, take our panel from before with the arrow facing the front of the car, right? Yeah, because that's for the back hatch. So that's the front of the car. So arrow facing that way, and then we got to shove it in the hole. But you can see it doesn't want to fully seat in the hole. And what Todd had to do on my partworks was sand around the opening a bit to clearance it. You're not going to see really any damage. Also, the roof rack's going to be sitting over it. So yeah, we're going to have to clearance this a little, Clarence, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just went around the edges on the inside of the hole with a little emery board. You can see the fallout from that. It's still tight. I don't want to go crazy with the sanding. So what I'm going to do is get out the persuader, this little guy with a rubber mallet head on it, and then I'm just going to tap that down a little bit. And there we go. We've got a pretty great fit. Let me see. Yeah, it seems like that's about as far in as it's going to go. Just give it a little more of a. There we go. We don't want to use our screws to force it in because they could strip out. So that's looking good. Now we just got to secure that down with, let's see here. The screws, I mean, it only comes with 1 screw. So EM screws we're going to secure that with. That's, I'm assuming, right? Yeah, EM screws. Okay, let me get that screwed in. They give you another free screwdriver. Garbage! Right in the trash you go. And we got that. That's it. Okay, let me get these 6 screws in and be right back. Okay, those 6 screws are in. I did them a star pattern just because, I don't know, habit. So we're going to take this, I'm going to put this aside for just a second. Get the body back. Oh, careful with your body. This thing is so damn heavy. Grab the body, grab your favorite brand of masking tape or whatever's handy. Tear a section off of here and tape down the hood. Then we are going to take this and offer it up to the body. It seems to fit really nice. Okay, and oh boy, turn the whole thing over. Now I gotta get 10 of these screws in here. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on this side, and then the same 5 on this side. 10 more EM screws. Let me get those sent home, and we'll be right back. Okay, all 10 of those screws are in there. Okay. Whew. I take the tape off of this now. Just look at this ginormous beast. There we go. Oh my God. She's huge. This is a 3-foot cutting mat. It's most of it. That is crazy. So that's it for 73. What else do we got to do here now? 74. Oh, we just gotta put together a fender and mount her onto the body. Okay, I'll be right back. We're back, and we got something in the mail. I forgot about this. We got an Ecto-1 plate from the Earl Hayes Press, the company that made the original plates for the 1984 movie car. Well, for all the cars. And we're going to replace our Eagle Moss plate with this. Oh, not even close. Not even close. And actually, we'll just use this as a backer to kind of just, there we go. Very nice. Okay, stage 74, we're going to take this fender, flip her over, and take our little chrome trimmy doodle and put it onto its 3 pegs. Oh, I had some pizza. I took a little pizza break. So I'm back post pizza. I don't know if I sound more chipper, but oh, it was good pizza. It was the deluxe. It had everything. I try to reuse my spare screws before I open up a fresh bag. Otherwise, I'm organizing a million screws at the end of the build. So, oh, I need 3. There we go. So I'll just get one out of there. And I'm going to get these 3 screws right there put in, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we've got our body back, hood taped. I'm going to flip her over. And now we've got to get, let me see which camera angle. Okay, so we got to get 2 of these little plastic wire holders inside the fenders, right here, right there, and right here. So, I'm going to do that. And we're going to use EM screws for that, and I'll be right back. Okay, well, that's it. Those 2 little wire covers right there and there. That back one's a little hard to screw in. You got to kind of work around the hood hinge. Having the hood open or closed doesn't really make any difference. But there we go. Let me go top camera here. Okay, so that's where we're at so far. We do have the fender partially assembled, mostly. I mean, there's not much to assemble on it. So yeah, I guess the next sooner or later we'll hang these fenders. I'm excited to. I just want to test fit it. Does it just kind of slide on there? Okay, don't destroy anything, Ian. We'll figure it out when we get to that part. Thank you for coming. We'll see you next time at Spook Central on Pit Stain Hobbies. Adios, everybody.